Amit in Atlanta writes to me and he says, "Hey Paul, I see or saw your video on building Octave Studios 20, which are where you had your active speakers, and I think they will sound amazing. I know you mentioned you're not a big fan of active speakers, but the new wireless active speaker has come a long way from the old days from companies like Krell and B&W speakers and Bang & Olufsen, Dyne Audio, and Focus. So what is your take on the new active speakers, and if you plan to produce Octave Studio loudspeakers to the market as one of the product lines that you have? I will definitely be interested in buying those speakers." Well, thank you, sir. So these are the speakers, and they're still, I mean, we didn't even finish, we had to get this stuff in and get it going. This is an older prototype pair of what became the FR30 loudspeaker that you probably know of by now. That's a completely passive speaker. These are active in that we've got Hypex modules in the back, so they're quad amped, I believe. Yeah, they're quad amped. You've got your woofers down here. This top part has the same FR30 mid-range, the same FR30 tweeter front and back, and it's got the same 8-inch woofers. So this essentially is an FR30 top, sort of. Well, the top on an FR30 has only these, and then the bottom has this. So it's definitely a different configuration. But we did these because we needed, for what we're doing, near field monitors, okay? So these, I mean, look how close I'm sitting. The FR20s, you wouldn't want to sit that close and get a good sound stage and good sound. But because they're near field, and because we have to have them as near field monitors, and we have one of the world's best speaker designers at the ready, Chris Brunhaver, we just said, "Chris, we need some near field monitors." And Chris whipped these suckers up based on the FR30 because we need them to sound as close to the FR30 as possible. That's really important because when we go into the mix room, we need to be able to have whatever we did here sound pretty dang close over there, so we don't have to do too much fiddling in the mix. This is where we get most of it working, and that's really important to us. As far as active speakers in general, I don't want to be misunderstood. I love active speakers. I think active speakers are the future. I do. The problem is they haven't been done very well. If you're going to do an active speaker, you'd better do it with real high-end electronics, not just a bunch of Class D amps and stuff. So you're going to want to have a Class AB sweet-sounding amp on the tweeter in the mid-range. You're going to want to have, and you know, a Class D powerful amp on the bottom end, go for it. That's awesome. But if you think about it, active speakers, the wireless kind, they have an A to D converter in them. They've got, you know, their electronics up the wazoo. And if that electronics isn't of the same caliber of electronics like we at PS Audio have, it's going to be compromised. And so that's one of my hesitations. No one's really built an active loudspeaker that lives up to my standards, let alone, you know, anybody else's. Lastly, they don't sell very well. And maybe it's because they're not, most of them are not great. I don't know about that. And someday we will produce a line of active loudspeakers, yes. And when we do, we'll do it right, with the right electronics, in the right way, with the right drivers, and it'll sound frickin' amazing. But until that happens, nah, you're right, I'm not a fan. These one-offs, yeah, these are cool. They really sound great. So thanks for the question. I'll talk to you later.